Hi cuties, welcome back to another What I Spend in a Month video. Today we're going to be talking about everything that I spent in the month of February. And if you know, we went to Hawaii for a week in February and it was lovely, but it was so expensive. It was so expensive. I do think that it was worth it, but that was a big one. So I will share with you what I spent in Hawaii and then everything else that I spent in the month. Before we get into it, let's talk about how my money is feeling. I really wish that I had a more positive update, but I'm still experiencing a lot of things in my personal life. If you watch my regular vlogs, you know that basically for the past just over 3 months, I've been dealing with a flare-up in chronic pain, which has flared up my depression and anxiety. So that's been a journey, and it's really all-consuming, I will say, and you can't really tease out how you feel about your money with how you feel like in your life. And so how I feel about my money right now is I feel discouraged because I feel like I'm spending a lot of money on my health costs. I feel like I am not making as much progress as I want to in terms of my financial goals. I feel like I'm kind of just treading water with money and with life, honestly. And so how my money feels is like not great, but like mainly just because I'm so preoccupied with other stuff. And so it's not a huge, I guess, priority for me. But in that sense, I'm extremely privileged that while experiencing this difficult time, money isn't something that I am urgently worried about. I may be in the future, we don't know, but I am grateful for that. But like, how is my money feeling? I don't have many thoughts. I honestly don't have many thoughts. So I'm gonna share, like, I love doing these videos. I love talking about money and sharing about money, and I think it's really important for us to talk about it. And I know that this is the type of video that people really like on my channel. So I am forcing myself to do these, and it is hard for me to talk about my life right now. It's hard for me to talk about my life right now. So when you're talking about your money and you're talking about like everything you spent, you're like kind of going through and kind of like cataloging your life in a way. So this is hard for me to do, but I'm pushing myself to do it because I want to do it. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, I don't know if that makes sense, but I'm gonna do it. So I hope that you'll understand if I am kind of just sharing some numbers and maybe not sharing as much personal stories behind all of these numbers. But anyways, I don't know why I'm like going on with these disclaimers. Let's just like get into the video and see how it all goes. I'm sure it's gonna be lovely. And once I kind of get into the rhythm of talking about money, I usually feel a little bit better. So we're gonna set an intention that we are just going to see what comes up as I go through this. There's no pressure, and I hope that you'll receive me as I am. So let's get into it. So in February, I spent a total of $5,076.64. This is definitely more than usual, and it's because of my Hawaii trip. Hands down, it's because of the Hawaii trip. We did pay for most things ahead of time. Like, we paid for our accommodation, we paid for our flights, we had to pay for like all of our food, all of our activities, transportation, and also our rental car when we got there. So that was like the main expenses, but I'll go through all of that. So to break it down by category, for home, I spent $1,396. Restaurants and takeout, I spent $52. Do I usually do cents? I think I do. Okay, let's rewind. Home, $1,396.13. Restaurants and takeout, $52.36. This is not including when we were in Hawaii. Hawaii is like its own separate section because I couldn't really tease out how it was broken down, mainly because I brought cash, and I'll talk about that in a bit. So groceries, $307.51. Subscriptions, $101.90. Travel, this is basically all Hawaii, and I think also, no, I was gonna say flights, but I actually don't know if I booked flights to Victoria in this month or in March. But anyways, I think that this is mainly Hawaii. Travel is $1,670.21. Gifts and charity, $35.48. Gas and Uber, $111.76. Clothes, $380.72. Health, $675.62. It was a lot, but it wasn't as much as in January, so that's a plus. Beauty, $299.46. Entertainment, $31.48. And coffee and matcha, $14, for a total of $5,076.64. I'm just realizing now that I did not look up how much I invested in the month, and I think I did pretty good. So maybe I can check in on that. I think I invested $2,000, which is a slay. Good job, Mel. See, I didn't even really remember doing that. So that's amazing. Okay, so we're gonna go through every single transaction as we normally do. So let's start with home. So I bought myself a new robe. It's funny that I put this in home. I feel like it should probably go under like personal care. But anyways, I bought myself a robe from Brooklinen and I'm really happy with it. I didn't realize how expensive robes were. You can get them cheap, but like a nice robe, it's expensive. So I spent $248.24. I went to Shoppers and got some cleaning products and some food for $51.72. I got photos developed at London Drugs from our Hawaii trip for $29.94. Again, I put this under home. I don't know. We paid for our renewal of rental insurance and my half was $121. Our internet bill, my half was $67.73. Our rent is, my half is $837.50 and my half of our energy bill was $40. Restaurants and takeout, I got McDonald's. I got like a McFlurry and chicken nuggets one time and that was $11.84. I got some snacks for a movie night that we did from London Drugs and my half was $15.44. We got dinner from Skip. I can't remember what this was, maybe shawarma, and my portion was $25.09. So I did really good with not eating out. I mean, we were in Hawaii for like a week and we ate out all day. So I don't know if that's why, but I did pretty good there. Groceries, let's see. We did 1, 2, 3 grocery deliveries from Superstore. And they were each around like $100, so my half was like $50. I also went to Blush Lane 2 times and spent around like $10 to $15 each time. That was mainly for like snacks. We did get a true local meat delivery, and so we got like a bunch of really good quality frozen meat, and that my half was $74. And then just a couple of stops to Shoppers, mainly for snacks, and that was like $20. Actually just one time. So again, did well with groceries, didn't overspend there. Subscriptions, Disney Plus for $3. I'm on like an offer, I think that for the maybe next like month, but then it'll go up in price. So we'll see if we'll keep it. Netflix, $12 is my half. Apple iCloud storage, $4. My monthly phone bill is $64. Spotify is around $14, and Patreon, to my favorite money podcast, Money Feels, is $5.25. Travel. Okay, so I guess I did buy flights to and from Victoria for May long weekend. My parents live there and I'm planning to go out there for that weekend, and that was $470. When I first was looking at those flights, I was looking in USD and I was like, wow, it's so cheap. And then I realized it was in USD and I was like, how is it so cheap for a long weekend? Anyways, it was like average price. So I bought those. And then for Hawaii, I put $1,200. So what ended up happening was I brought a lot of US cash, mainly because the conversion rate was like so bad when we went. It was like 1.5. And so I didn't really want to see that conversion happening on my credit card because I knew it was going to be expensive already. And I just like didn't want to go through with that. So I brought maybe $800 USD or just under. And then we also put some stuff on our credit cards, and our rental car was one of the more expensive things. I think my half was about $500. So this is a guesstimate. Truly, food in Hawaii was so expensive, but we ate at food trucks every single night and we had our lunch from the grocery store. So we like did what we could to make it as affordable as possible, but it is just an expensive place to vacation. So I put $1,200. That is like not exact. I don't really know, but that's my best guess. That's my best guess. I had to change my battery, so there might be a different angle. Okay, gifts and charity. I got my nephew Gabe a gift for his second birthday. We got him just like some bubbles and some chalk. We try to not like go overboard with gifts for my nephews because they already have a lot of stuff. So that was like $10 from Indigo. And then we did a Jellycat exchange for Valentine's Day at work. And so I got a Jellycat from Stealing Home and it was $25. Gas and Uber. I filled up gas 2 times. One time it was $32.23 and one time it was $54.53. I usually fill up about 1 time a month, and so it looks like I filled up twice, but one of them wasn't like a full tank. And then I also topped up my parking app with $25. Clothes. I bought a pair of pants and a skirt from Uniqlo. That was $125.80. I have been definitely buying some more like bottoms because my chronic pain that I've been dealing with has to do with my bladder, and so like tight pants are like a no-go, and so I've had to buy a couple of like looser pants, and like I got this skirt that I'll be able to wear when the weather gets a bit nicer. But anyways, I'm kind of like giving myself a pass for that one because like I literally need some stuff for like comfort and like just functioning. I bought a sweater from Aerie for $57.70. No excuse there, I just wanted it. And then a sweater from Oak and Fort for $50.40. And then I also got some clothes from The Gap for $143.04. Health. I am unable to go through this one with y'all. It's just too triggering to go through it. But I did spend, $645. And I think that was like much less than January. So at least like we're trending in the right direction, but who knows what's gonna happen there. Beauty. I got my nails done once, this beautiful yellow color, and that was $54.34. I also got my hair cut and dyed. I got my grays dyed for the first time in my whole life, and it was incredible. Like, I'm really happy that I did that, and I'm going to continue keeping it up. And I was also really happy with the service. I went to someone new and I was happy with the price. I paid $180 with tip, like with a 25% tip, I think, for coloring just like my roots, like my grays in my roots, and a haircut, and I was really happy with that price. And then I also got sugared before going to Hawaii. I did like a Brazilian. That was my first time doing sugaring, and I really enjoyed it. I've gotten waxed before and it is painful as all hell. Sugaring is also painful, but like less so, and I feel like it lasts longer, and I'm like converted to sugaring now, so I'm gonna go back. And I'm excited. I'm gonna go back. I think it's like coming up actually in like a week, and that'll be like 6 weeks since I did it the first time. Entertainment, I bought 2 books on my Kobo. One was $13.64 and one was $17.84. And then coffee and matcha, I guess I just got 2 matcha lattes from DeVille 2 times, and it was $7 each. So looking at it, I had a pretty basic month. I didn't really spend a lot of money on much except for Hawaii and health, which makes sense. It really does make sense. Yeah, and so I honestly, looking back on this, I am proud that I have kept up with tracking my money, because through this period, a lot of things have just like gone out the window or like are just not a priority for me. And tracking and just like having an idea of like what I'm spending, where my money's going, like that always is a priority for me. So I'm really proud that I was able to like keep this updated. I do kind of wish I had more like accurate records of Hawaii, but I kind of made that decision before I went that I was going to try to have the best trip possible instead of, you know, jotting down every single thing that we spent. I just knew that that wasn't going to like serve me, and because it was so expensive, I knew it would like contribute to my anxiety. So we just like made a decision that was best for us in the moment, and I'm happy about that. So I apologize that I can't give like too much more of a breakdown. Someone did ask me to if I could do like a how much the trip cost me, and I wasn't able to do that for this one, but if we do another trip, like I may, if I'm in maybe a bit of a better headspace, I may be able to do that. So, because I do think that that's interesting, and I think that it's important to share what certain vacations cost, because it especially now, like can be a lot more than you even think. And so it's like, it's important to know what you're getting into, what you feel that you can afford. We really enjoyed Maui, and Mac and I both said that like we would sacrifice other things in our budget or sacrifice any like smaller trips to be able to go back to Maui again. So we definitely want to try and go back next year, maybe the year after. I don't know how soon, but I am really looking forward to going back. And we had a great trip, but your issues follow you everywhere. So like all of the things that I've been experiencing in Calgary, I was experiencing them in Hawaii. And so being in Hawaii didn't magically, you know, cure me or heal me. And so I am excited for a bit of a do-over trip. Like I'm really looking forward to going back to Maui when I am in a better place so that I can enjoy it to the fullest and also kind of commemorate the progress that I've made personally. So yeah, that has nothing to do with money, but I just wanted to share that. I did share like 2 vlogs of our Hawaii trip, and I tried to focus on, you know, the beauty of Hawaii and the good times and the memories that we made there. But it definitely was not like, it's like an Instagram versus reality situation where it was not, I don't know how to say, like it may look one way that, you know, oh, I looked like so happy, but it was a mixed bag of all different emotions and all different types of experiences. And yeah, I knew that focusing on how much it was costing me and sometimes not even really like enjoying myself, I knew that that wasn't going to serve me. So I kind of had to just kind of like surrender with the money aspect and just be like, it's going to cost what it's going to cost. And my number one priority is trying to have the best experience possible with where I'm currently at in my life. So that being said, I hope that this was interesting. I definitely feel like a Debbie Downer, but I'm trying to show up as I am. And I hope that it's still interesting to you. I mean, depressed people still have to deal with their finances, you know? Like this is real life. This is the real deal. This is the real deal. I wish it wasn't so, but it is. I really hope that when I come to film what I spent in March, I have some positive updates and I've made some progress. That would be incredible. But I'm going to keep showing up, because that's important to me. I'm going to keep showing up and doing what I can, sharing what I can, being of value when I can. And I hope that you'll keep watching and tuning in. So thanks for watching this one, and I'll catch you in my next one. Bye.